Hey Heather, how's it going? Alright, let's see. I don't know if I can get all this in here. Found something I wanted to add to our notes, especially for 2023, but there is little room in this 2022 book to write anything about hydration and infusion therapy. It's all notes or codes. There's very little extra space, so I'm going to have to write small, and that is not my best subject, that's for sure. I don't know if anybody can see. I tried to do, I don't know if I did it, a poll, but I don't see anything up, so I'm not even know if it happened. Did I do it? Yeah. Start. There we go. Now I figured it out. There's the poll. I went to all the trouble of trying to type it out. They don't give you enough letters or words to be able to fill in a bunch of stuff, so now I'm a talker. A-R-C-H, hierarchy of so this way you'll know which ones would be coded first. If you have a multiple of ones, like an infusion therapy, a push, whatever kind of hydration codes, you'll know which one to code first is what this little table's going to be, if I can get it all in here. And I'm on page 822 of the 2022 CPT book, down at the bottom. We don't have a lot of room, so we're going to try my best. How's everybody doing tonight? Thanks for all the likes. Let's see. So our first ones will always be chemo, of course. Chemo infusion. That's going to have the most costliest drugs in it, of course, if you think about it that way. Those chemo drugs are expensive. Chemo infusion. So we're talking about codes 96413, an add-on code 96415. Oh God, if you can read my writing. And 96417. Okay. Hey Lisa Marie, how's it going? It's good to see everybody. Next ones will be the chemo push codes. (96409), and its add-on code 96411. So all this is doing, what book should I get if I'm just starting? This one right here. It's a workbook. It's called the AAPC Study Guide, CPT Certification. It's a workbook. You can get prior year because all they do is change the cover and resell it every year. Do a Google search for official CPC certification study guide from AAPC. It's going to look like this. Don't buy anything from somebody else or any other authors. And it's a workbook. And what is that it? This is the back cover. My 2019 book has the same questions as the 2022 book. Same exact questions. It's just a workbook. You've got questions and all the answers are in them, but every single page is muy important. And it starts out with page 1, exactly what you need to know for the CPC exam. What is covered under Part A of Medicare? What's Part B cover? What does Part C cover? That kind of stuff, just page 1. It's most excellent. It's better than their courses. It covers anatomy. It covers coding. It covers diagnosis codes, and it even has practice exam questions in it. This is what you should get first out of the gate. Do a Google search. Even get you a prior year. Amazon or eBay or McCary are sometimes more expensive. Just do a Google search and then go to shopping and then find an old bookstore that has one and they'll ship it to you free or something like that. This study guide is the best place to start. Read that sucker all the way through. And then in October, when the new CPT books come out, get you one of these from Amazon. They'll ship it to you for free, which is easier, but get the 2023 that's fixing to come out October 1st. Then you get that one. But you got 4 weeks to read that workbook and check that sucker out. It's more information than you'll ever need. And, God, I'm sitting here writing all over myself. It's the best place to start. All right. Next, we're going to do IV infusion. Nine 6 5. Nine 6 3 7 4. Lastly, will be your hydration. Now you'll know if you get that dreaded question of patients here for chemotherapy today, but the patient is dehydrated. We're going to hydrate the patient before we start the chemotherapy. You'll know which one you'll code first for that visit for today. With that quicker, instead of reading all those guidelines and blah, 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 get some alcohol and get this ink off my hands real quick. Brand new ink pens. I don't know if I'm gonna make it through the teenage years, y'all. Oh, Lord. These kids are so moody. I can just walk in a room and smile at them and get dissension and sighs and huffs and puffs. Whew. Don't know if I'm gonna make it. Thanks. I saw that today and I was like, ooh, that's a good idea. But this darn hydration, and there's just nowhere to write anything else after I've already written all my notes and chemotherapy and stuff. There's just no free space. So glad we got that in there. Let's see. We got 57% of people are planning on taking their exam before 12/31. That's awesome. Nobody's undecided. Everybody knows what they're doing. So that's cool. It's just curious how many were deciding on taking it next year. If you're planning on taking it after December 31st, please don't make any notes until, I guess you can, but you're going to have to rewrite everything in the 2023 book. I think we're going to need another book for 2023. Last year, like for 2021 and 2022 year, we were able to keep our 2021 books. You could absolutely keep those and still pass your exam. I have many, many, many students pass in 2022 that were able to, my kids are fussing. Hold on. That were able to pass with the 2021 book. Lord help. Travis needs to go to bed already. It's only 6:30 in the afternoon. He's having a day. Bless his heart. So I'm on page 822 right now, and all I did was add the hierarchy of infusions so that you've got a quick little chart that, well, what if I did chemo today and then I also did hydration? Which one would I code first? So that's what this table's for. So that'll let you know that you can just come through here and pick which one did they order, and you'll know which ones to go first, second and third, whatever, that kind of thing. So hopefully that's helpful. I don't think that's in this. I don't remember ever seeing it. Sometimes they already have these charts in them, but I don't remember ever seeing anything like that. So I would have loved it, but I don't remember ever noticing. And then I'm already down here to therapy. So yeah, I just put that there. That's just arranging them in order of who we bill first. If you have multiple of them, what would you bill over another one? If I have IV infusion and hydration, or if I have chemo and hydration, which one would I code first? That's helpful. Now, in my diagnosis code book for 2022, I had used the spots back here in the very back of my book, working on some notes for the CPMA people, because they need to know a lot more about medication names than the CPC people. But one thing I did just find that was kind of interesting. Ooh, my COVID notes are like crazy. Oh my Lord. Where did I put that back here? There we go. Because we've got these pages of notes back here in the back that are like 3 pages, and I have space where I could write certain drugs and list out the name brands of them. There's some diabetes and there's some cancer ones. I've got another list that I could add to this. And, you know, even for CPC, you might not know like what a name is of something, but I don't know. I'm just going to add some more to my cancer drug list. I've got Tamafox and that one. Let me add, we've got that one. I don't have that one either. CYCLOP. I remember during my CPC exam, I did have a hip pix with a chemotherapy drug, and I remember having trouble finding it in the available answers. The available answers had different words, and I couldn't find the name that they had in the question. I figured out why later. I'll show you that in just a second. Let's see, we've got VIN. That's a blastine, right? Yep. Blastine. We've got the docs that I coded last night. And I showed this today when I came in on Impromptu in the middle of my plumber showing up. VICIN. Baloxin. B. Some of these sins remind me of amoxicillin and stuff like that. This reminds me of like a bromide, but you know, so some of the cancer drug names are freaking crazy. We've got, Pegasus. GA. Just anything that you don't want to memorize for the CPC exam, and since it is an open book exam, this kind of stuff is just great practice to write. The only thing is to remember where you stored it instead of writing it all over the place. Gotta have some sort of reasoning behind where you're writing stuff. IRINOTECAN. I know my handwriting is not the best. I feel bad for everybody that does buy my notes, especially when I'm writing at 2 a.m. in the morning and I'm starting to see double. Multiple chemical drugs are built other than even they're done in chemo pulse. Okay, so how you find them in the hip picks a little bit easier is, let me find my hip picks book. I don't know what I did with it. is when you are looking at your J codes, and our chemotherapy drugs are going to be in the back of the J, so they're around the J9s. So one of the last ones to be coded back here. Which one was I doing? So last night I had a practice question with this dox, DOXARUBICIN. Well, they have a couple of them. They have this 9,000 code, and to be able to pick out which one you're doing in ones that are, they have multiple, don't read the writing right across from the code, the number. Go down here to the drugs, because right there you've got a list of all the ones that are related to the J codes. Anytime you're in here and looking at this, the CPC exam might not call it what's in the top line. Always look three lines down and look down here. This 8 Zol one might end up being this TEC in the question, but if you're only looking right here, you might not be able to see it near the milligram. So always look down here. The drug names is the most important, which is underneath the J code. So I think one of these was on my exam where I was not looking for AZA, but I was looking for the proper name, Visa, and I couldn't find it, but I didn't know to look down there. I was hyper focused on the code with the descriptor, and whatever code it was on my exam, I couldn't make out the difference because they all said the same thing, but I didn't know to look down here at the drug names. Nobody clued me into that. And I didn't do cancer or chemotherapy, avoided it clinically all my life because, I know too many people who have passed away from it, and the suffering that goes on with cancer is too traumatic and too often a loss and something I just couldn't handle. So I avoided it like it was the plague. Did not learn any of this stuff. So that will help you during the CPC exam, is to remember to look down at the drug's name. All right. Yes. I can't swipe away the chat. Oh no, Red, I wonder why. Tap into chat first. So double tap into it and then swipe right, hopefully. Or left. Sometimes I have to bang on it to do that. Family's doing great, Sanchez. Thank you for asking. We were only evacuated for about 20 hours, so not too bad. I still had hotel rooms at the casino last night, but we got back our power, so we just come on home. But a lot of people didn't end up with rooms, and some people do not have power here for 4 or 5 more days, so we're very lucky. We got it on when we did. It was just like right now, it's still 109 degrees, so it's still hot out there. So as long as you've got generators or something to run a fan or an air conditioner, you're okay. But We didn't have anything like that. We've got solar panels, but we're hooked our solar panels into the grid, which means we feed what we make into the population. And then what we use, but then what we make extra, we give to the grid. And at the end of the year, if we didn't use everything that we made, then we get a rebate back at the end of the year for producing electricity for the rest of the grid. So I wish we had some storage batteries or something, but we don't. That kind of stuff, you got to be careful because it can catch on fire, or batteries are rough. I'd have to have another exterior, like environment that was cool, room for them to be stored in. I don't know. I got to figure out how to be able to have solar panels feed into my own storage and then do the grid, but we'll see. It's good seeing everybody. Hey, Lisa Marie. All right. Hey, Daddy, good to see you back. I hope y'all got to see all this. So right now I'm just in the ICD-10 book, just on a random page in the back, the very last pages where we have some free note space. And this is just where I decided to store drug names for people that were doing, thank you for the fire, just for the CPMA students, trying to make them up a drug list so that they could have some clairvoyance on that certification. But I thought the cancer ones would be important. If you do have a cancer and you do have to code it for the CPC exam, it'll be one question. It's not going to be like 10. So to hide chat, hold screen down, press clear display. Oh, neat. Thanks for the help. When did that change? They must have updated it. I thought it was a swipe myself. Oh, good Lord. No wonder I was having trouble the other day. Pretty recent. I prefer, it feels satisfaction to swipe everybody's chat away. There's no satisfaction in just a long hold press. Thank you, Go-Kart. Hey, Travi. He's so funny. He's folded over my bed, laying on it, going, oh, with his hands in his pocket. Yeah, Chloe's going to try to make you feel better. Look at her. Not a fan of the hold. All right, let me put this lovely thing away. Oh. I've already got access to the 2023 ICD-10 book. I haven't opened it yet, but I got to open it and see how many new codes we got so I can tell y'all whether we're going to need to buy new ones or not for the people that are doing it in 2023. I'll get to that. First, I got to finish up what's been on the exam in the last 45 days. I'm still auditing it. I just love finding code questions to go along with the info that people have been telling me, and I could just sit there all day and keep doing that and just never get done. Let's see. Was there anything else I wanted to add here? Where is infusion at? Where's my infusion codes? Infusion. So that's 96365. 96365 right here. Do I have anything down for this note? No, not really. So I had a guideline right here I wanted to write into. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but so I'm on page, I keep forgetting to say, 824. So I'm writing it right here because the code starts right there at the bottom, but I don't have a lot of space. So I'm going to write it up here near this coding tip. What, Travis? If you're good, and after I'm done with my live, because I don't want you harassing Grandma with your bad language on that monkey thing. And if you can't find something productive and you're going to stare at me and make me stop my live, I'm not going to let you play the Oculus, Mr. Grounded. No more getting... Please do an art picture. Or you can fold some clothes. Be productive, not sully. Okay, so this is going to go along with our hierarchy, right? We had this hierarchy I just put in right here. Which ones do we code first? Second, third? Okay, well, what if we have an infusion, but it only lasts 15 minutes? That automatically turns that infusion into a push. In case you didn't know, that's kind of handy, dandy. So our guideline is infusions must equal 16 minutes. Anything less equals a push. According to the CPT guidelines. All this crap they're writing on all these 3 or 4 or 5, 6 pages. So I hope that's helpful. Neoplasm table is confusing. Yep, and you don't need it for the CPC exam, and you will never need it for coding in the office. So don't worry about it. Ignore it. History of abdominal pain. Yeah. That's still irrelevant, really, for a CPC exam. Now, if you're going to take a CPMA and you need to code something without time, without MDM, without a diagnosis, and you're only coding an E&M visit off of a review of systems or history taken, then you might need to know it, but all you need to know is that they had history of abdominal pain before. That gives them 1 point. There's absolutely no reason to worry about 99% of what you're learning in some course somewhere about coding for the CPC exam. Just listen to the audio text in the background while you're doing laundry and stuff. What you need to practice and what you need to save is every single one of your multiple choice questions. And base your knowledge off those questions. If you didn't need to know it for a practice question or to answer a question at the end of the chapter, then you don't need to know it for the CPC exam. You have a lifetime to learn stuff during your lifetime, and absolutely nothing at all is going to be coded within these books at all in a real job at all. No tables, no books. You're going to do a Google search. A neoplasm of the right shoulder, and it'll give you a list in the EHR, and then you'll pick the right one. Right flank, left shoulder, blah, blah, blah. Don't worry about that. Thanks, Debbie. That's awesome. And the instructor sent that to me to confuse you more. Yep, slow you down and make you think that you are getting an educational value for the thousands of dollars that you paid for whatever you paid for. It's just busy work for no reason. It really is. And it's an antiquated, busy thing. This is from like 1994 stuff that we used to use these books in every doctor's office. We don't use that no more. Who was it? Bush had to put all of the doctor's offices on electronic charting so that we could report to World Health Organizations, because every other country in the world has universal health care for their populations, and they were able to report on diseases. And we had to be able to report too, and we had to report better than any other place in America. So they paid and gave grants to every single group and doctor's office to get an EHR system so that we could report to the World Health Organization. And unfortunately, he didn't make it like a universal, like you have to get this EHR or that EHR so that it matches with what the health plans are using. They just let it be open market for anybody to build one, crappy or not, to sell. Oh, and that created a whole nother hill of beans. But anyway, that's how we ended up with no one uses these books anymore. No one. Long story short. But thank you, Debbie. That's sweet of you to say. I started my new position in coding today. I found 2 claims in which they coded 213 and should have been claimed 214, and I impressed the person training me. Hot dog. That's awesome. You're like, that's medication reconciliation. You know that's a 214. Where did you go to school? I went to school with Jen. That's funny. You gonna bring in the office more money and taking over their jobs. That's fantastic. Thank you so much for stopping and telling me. What a day. That is awesome. That is fantastic. Whoop, whoop. I'm telling you, learn everything you can about ICD-11. When it comes out in a year, the people that stored all that information, even on your personal desktop, and don't tell anybody at work, all of you that just stored any little information about anything that comes out, and AAPC already came out with some about it, just save their articles. Put them on a Word document and save it, because they'll tell you like, okay, in ICD-10, your code for hypertension is this. But when ICD-11 comes out, it's going to be this, which we're going to turn from 4 codes to 15 minimum. I think 12 minimum, one of the two, and then up to 21 codes. So no one's going to want to learn it at all. World Health Organization has already adopted it, and every other country has too, because ICD-10 is already 10 years old. It's a decade old. We will be updating to the ICD-11, and when it does, everybody that has not shied away and has decided to save some info on it, y'all can double your income. If you're making 25 now, you could make 45 easy in a year, just because you have the tiniest bit of knowledge of ICD-11 and you can act like you're an expert. Telling you, y'all save all that info. Miss Debbie, while you're impressing your bosses already with your E&M knowledge, wait till next year and you already know about ICD-11 and no one in that office knows, and they're all scared hens and clucking around how they don't want to know about it and they're just going to retire. Let them. You can run the whole department. I did that when we changed from ICD-9 to ICD-10. Optum Encoder Pro. Yep, you got it. Yep, you need to prep from the exam point of view. Anything else that you're doing during your course is not preparing you to handle that exam. You need to be able to answer questions from the exam's point of view. I went to medical coding by Jen. Thanks, Angel. Hey, MK. Is that good? Is that Good, Angel. You like that? I've been downloading and saving all the ICD-10 info I come across. Good job. Perfect. Even the health plans like Blue Cross Blue Shield, United, Cigna will all be prepping and making PowerPoints for ICD-1011. And the UK and other countries already have it done, and they've been using it for years. So you can Google ICD-11 PPT, I think it is, for PowerPoint presentation, and go on and download those, or PDF, and have those saved. And then you could recreate and make your own PowerPoints for your office when it does come out and be like the hero. I mean, you're just copying something else that's already been done because they've been on it forever. So, yep. Oh God, TRICARE. You need to contact your TRICARE. Well, if you're in the VA and you're working in TRICARE, you're supposed to have a rep in the insurance department that is supposed to help you with the guidelines. I'm not a biller. I'm not even a coder, but I can try. I can try to help you. Most things that your doctors are ordering that are not covered or not getting covered are because they're outside of the standard of care. You need to make sure that you are doing the very limited, very basic things first. And if you want to up things and cover something even bigger, then you need to have major diagnoses to go along with it. She had TRICARE for pediatric therapy. Are you talking about psychotherapy, physical therapy, occupational therapy? They're probably not going to pay for a lot of therapy like speech therapy, occupational therapy, psych therapy. They will force you to go through the school district on that kind of stuff, which is ridiculous. Or look up social services and see if the area has social services and go through that first before the health insurance will pay for it. It's ridiculous. Travis needed speech therapy and occupational therapy when he was 15 months old. He stopped progressing. And I went through my health insurance plan because that's where you go. And they said, no, he's fine till he's 3. Come back then. And I'm like, I'm not waiting a year and a half when I already know there's a deficit. Why would I do that? Come to find out, the school districts take over and they take care of it starting at age 3. All speech therapy and all that kind of stuff. Just ridiculous. I ended up going through social services and getting him in-home occupational and speech therapy once a week through social services that the state provided, which was California, which was great. But a lot of states don't have as a progressive system of social services as California does. Yeah, I know people hate the taxes there, but we had in-home therapy for both until he was 3 years old once a week. Can't tell you how invaluable that is without copays. Amazing. Then he went to school district for speech therapy until kindergarten. Then they did it during kindergarten classes all the way up until 7th grade. And, which was a pain because you had to deliver him to a school once a week for an hour and a half each week, just once for school therapy. It was no longer in the home, but anyway. What kind of therapy does this TRICARE patient need? Some advanced coding are offered with the new codes in October. Neat. With the new CPT, that's awesome. I wouldn't stress about it too much unless you're going to take the exam after January. I will be taking the CPC in December That's awesome. I hope so, Debbie. Make sure you've already got it scheduled. If you have multiple attempts available for the end of the year, some people's courses came with 1, 2, 3, or unlimited tries. Please be sure and book one in October, one in November, one in December. That way you've already got it pre-booked ahead of time to take these certification exams, either online or in person, so that because places will get booked before the end of the year. Everybody waits till the end of the year to take their exam, and it won't be pretty. I gotta go switch the TV. I'll be right back. Lord, that child. All right. All right. Speech, physical therapy, and OT. Yeah. Yeah, I bet they're not going to cover it, and they're going to want them to go to speech therapy. Speech therapy is covered through the school district, so if the kid is over 3, they have to get it from there. It's not going to be covered. Occupational therapy. Oh, you should have a list of providers that do occupational therapy for patients that they can call and go see. It should be in network somewhere. But I know speech therapy won't be covered. Physical therapy, y'all should have physical therapy. I know all the war patients and all that stuff have a place where they go for physical therapy. Most likely, though, for children, it's all going to be done under social services in the area. Yeah. If the kid has Down syndrome or some other major disability, if they're getting also supplemental disability insurance, it may go through their Medicaid that might be attached to them first. But anyway, shape or form, TRICARE is going to get out of it. Speech therapy has to go through the school district, even if they're not of age to go to school. If not, it'll be social services in their area, which is unfortunate. I'm in Texas. Yep, it's ridiculous. Insurance are so picky. Yep. Now, if you're in Houston or bigger major city areas, some of the social services areas or places might be really nice. I know that if we weren't living rural, I'm 5 hours away from Phoenix, Travis could have continued his speech therapy and his occupational therapy longer. There's just no providers up here at all. So the school district weaned him as appropriate at age, which he's not. I could, if I was living near Phoenix, just use my school lawyer and have them demand he continue on with speech therapy and physical therapy, which they have great social services in that area, and he could be seen with some great occupational or speech therapist down there, but we just don't live there. Chloe, you quit. You quit eating things you're not supposed to. I do not want a vet bill. Sorry, my cat's trying to eat plastic, and I pulled that away from her, and then she grabbed a string to start chewing and sucking down. I do not want to pull string out of your butthole. Thank you, Kashmir. We're doing better. Although we have a hurricane, a freaking hurricane coming to Arizona of all things. We don't have hurricanes on this side of the United States, but God, that's the end of this week, and we've barely got our grid system patched back together. Some people don't even have electricity till maybe Friday or Saturday, but hopefully the winds won't be bad. But we only had 60-mile-an-hour winds, and that blew out the electricity for half the state. If this hurricane has anything bigger than that, we'll be in the same shape. What happens 10-1? Nothing. The code's nothing for right now. Nothing y'all need to worry about at all. Just the new books come out for 2023 year. October in person. 2000. Okay, on the 15th. That's good. Trying to master the elimination. Also, you need to master the similarities. Looking for similarities. Even in the wordy questions that aren't code related, there's similarities you can find too. Jen, do you tell your students to take the CPC exam in person, at test site, or online on computer? I'd like for them to do both, because if you pre-purchase your exams, like, I don't know, without a course, you have the option to buy one try, or you have an additional $100 to buy 2 tries. Those 2 tries have to be in person. But the trick there is, if you do your first one in person, then you can call them, AAPC, and say, okay, the testing site was crazy. It was too distracting with all those people. I want to switch my second try to online, please. And then they will do that. I recommend trying both. And I recommend doing your first one in person without too much stress over your head. If you pass, you pass. Great. If you don't, at least you've been there. You know what to expect next time. You can possibly, do some marks saying that one was on my exam. That one was a possible answer. Between these two, I don't know what it was, but the question said blah, blah, blah. But I couldn't find it in the CPT descriptor, and I don't know what it was. You could have that note written down so that when you come home after taking that exam and you find out you don't pass, you can go back and look for your dots and dots, plus the wording that was in the exam that wasn't matching. You can either ask me, what the heck does this mean, and how do I tell which one it was? Because you've got some notes there you'll remember. Or you can fold down pages and just say these codes were on there. I don't remember what the difference was, but it was between these, even if you don't write any words down and you didn't have time. At least you've got the codes down. Then you can come back, go to the Knowledge Center at AAPC's website, type in those codes, see if they've written any articles about these codes, because if they have, they'll have some coding examples down. For example, if you're going to code infusion hydration therapy, which they do have a lovely article for, which gives this patient is a 50-year-old chemotherapy patient, blah, blah, blah. We're going to code this one first and that one first. They do give examples, which then you can come down here and write down the examples, and you can study these better for your retry. So I always recommend doing them in person first, your first try, just so that you can have access to a pen. You can do some dots or fold down pages, because you really don't get that much of an opportunity. Maybe fold down some pages during the online exam. Other than that, they're not going to let you write or have pens unless it's on your dry erase board. And make sure your dry erase board does not have any logos on it. Somebody used a Walmart one that had a Walmart logo on it, and because it had writing on it, the proctor freaked out and canceled her exam. What the heck? That's the most idiotic thing I ever heard of. But you want it to be blank and not have anything on it. Anyway, your dry erase board, front and back. You don't want any advertisement on it, even though you can't write on the back of it. You don't want anything on the back. No, nobody's name. No English words whatsoever, because they can't distinguish what is there and what shouldn't be there. Just make sure it's black. Or take a giant Sharpie and make it all black on the back or something if there's a ton of writing on it, like advertising something. I don't know what, but good gracious. The other thing was, somebody said that when they were taking their online exam, there was no option to go back and click backwards and click forwards. Well, what I imagined happened was their screen was enlarged like this, and all they could see was the question and then the next button. But if you sort backwards, you should be able to see every test question will be numbered 1 through 50 at the very, very top, so that you can go back to questions that you didn't answer before, or ones that you want to go back and look at later. This is a poor example of what I'm trying to show you. I'm just showing you the zooming in and the zooming out. You need to make sure your font size isn't too enlarged when the questions start, because you should be able to see at the top bubbles that say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They'll have all the questions numbered. Plus, down at the bottom, you should see an arrow over or an arrow this way, so you can go forwards and backwards on it. I haven't taken the online exam since 2019, so I don't know. I'm just taking what people have said. And I know somebody that took it this week and said they didn't have the option to move forward or backwards, and they left some blank, and they couldn't figure out how to go backwards, and they thought they were just not allowing it anymore. But then the next day I had somebody else take it, and I'm like, okay, you took it yesterday. Were you able to go back 50, through your questions and see the ones that you wanted to go back? Yeah, there was those numbers. She described exactly what I saw when I took it in 2019. So the only thing I can think of is that she had her screen way too large. And what I'm doing is hitting the control button, and I'm rolling the little toppy thing here on my mouse in and out to make things bigger or smaller. So clicking those two things, that control, and making sure you have your size of your screen perfect for the first question as soon as it pops up, so that you see all options when you're taking it online, is good advice. Anyway, let me get up some practice exam questions for tonight. I know I've rattled on enough, and I know some people in here would love to do some practice exam questions. Let's see what have I got here. What have I got? Oh, let's see. Let me see if I can't get this to focus better. Focus. Come on, I know you can. There you go. So let's see, I was on that one. We know the answer is connective tissue, but just in case you didn't know it, be sure you can figure out what kind of malignant neoplasm this is and what kind of tissue it affects. If you don't know it and you want to store that information somewhere where you can find it, my best advice is to put it in the CPT book, because you're mostly going to be in there for most of your exam, for the CPC exam for sure. And one of these pages in the front that has all the bones, anywhere here that you want to create a list. We are talking about muscle tissue. So the last two pages here, the 137 and the 138, do have muscles on them. So any kind of thing like that, you could write in MYXOFIBROSA ROMA equals that's supposed to be a CECTIVE tissue. Something like that. That way you've got it at least organized where you could find it. We know we're in the muscles. That kind of info is super helpful. Let's see what of our answer, our next one. One of the 6 major scapulohumeral, whatever muscles, which one of these is part of the scapula? So we would still be on the 137 and 138. You can look around for your scapula. Do you know where that is? Is that in the knee, shoulder, abdomen, hands? Where would that one be? Sorry, Sanchez, did you have a question? You just said, say what? A said that she's taken hers in November and she's nervous and scared, needs to pass. I'm afraid of going into 2023. Everything happens for a reason, so try not to stress too much. Try not to worry too much about the future. What will be is the way I live my life. And, no amount of worrying is going to do any good. It's just taking time away from your day. So try your best to focus on, okay, don't worry. Let's just do what Jen says. Let's practice looking for similarities, coding irregularities, doing the process of elimination, looking at the answers first, and getting it down to a 50-50 shot, then looking up the code differences, only looking through the question just for those differences, tackling that exam question that way without reading the question is the best advice I can give you. I didn't know a thing about coding, but I knew how to take an exam from my oldest son who has 2 college degrees. He told me, go to the answers first. That little bit of info helped me, because I never wanted to learn coding, didn't want to learn none of it, don't need it for my real job. And that little bit of advice helped me pass that exam without knowing a darn thing about coding. So super helpful. Promise it will help. It does not happen overnight, though. You do need to practice it. Oh, I know. The whole thing, the whole book. It took me 6 months to do all these notes for you guys. and I am not looking forward to it in 30 days. So, but then again, I sort of am. I got all my new ink pens in, so I'm just sitting here ready and waiting. But, you know, I know it's different because I'm not having to take the exam to pass it. You know, I've already passed it. So I know what you mean by buying another book, investing more money, then making more notes. I know how stressful it is. I know for sure. I used 2018 books in 2019 to take mine because I refused to upgrade mine too. And they were like stopping me at the in-person exam, like, you know, you could get up to 23 questions wrong. And I'm like, oh, okay. I wasn't even there to pass, but you know, that's okay. I know what I'm doing. All right. They let me go on. All right. So our answer for this one is C, the trays. Can you explain 96370? Yes, I can. Let me finish these anatomies real quick. Let me write that down. 96370. I'll go back to it in a minute. If I'm reading it correctly, it's hourly based, means 2 hours. Okay, I'll go see. Not true. You have to click the arrow next after each question. I know we have to hit the arrow next, which is fine, but all the questions are labeled up at the very, very top, and you can click on them and go back to any one of them you want to, like question number 1, question number 2. They're way up at the top. And that's so weird that some people see this and some people don't. And I don't know, I'm assuming the margins you can't see. The bubbles are not available online. They were for me, and they have been for people even this week. And like I said, just because you didn't see them on your online attempt doesn't mean they weren't there. What I'd like for you to do to try is to do a format size on your screen. Hold the control button down and scroll backwards to see if you see them at the top as your exam goes on. If you could adjust your screen size, you may have your screen adjusted to a format that isn't 100% optimal for your exam. Thank you. Thank you for the flames. Only one more and I meet TikTok's lovely target that they want me to do. Thank you for the 3 shares and the almost 2,000 likes during this live. I really appreciate your support. Yep. I think it's the size of the screen. My first online, I couldn't go back. My second one, I could. Hey, Sherry. Good to see you. I could go back, but I had to click the arrow forward button or back one at a time and wait for the question to load with each click. Yeah, same. If I had to go back, I would click a temporary answer so that I never did leave a question blank, so I never tried that. I know before I left a question, I always answered it. Whether it's in person or online, I can't leave anything blank and skip over it because I'm going to get out of order. So no matter what, even in the in-person, if I don't bubble in something and I skip that question and I go to the next question, I'm going to forget that I skipped the one before and bubble the wrong bubble. So no matter what, I'm always putting in an answer. So I never thought about leaving one blank. So what I did was write down the question number on the dry erase board that I wanted to go back to and make sure I go back to it later. So maybe that'll be helpful for you guys. So don't leave anything blank. Go on and fill in bubbles as a temporary answer, and then you can go forward and backwards. Maybe that'll help. Yeah, you got a fourth of a chance to get it right. Good job on the trays. Good job. Where can I find the new CPT changes for 23 before the book is available? On my blog, Lala, I posted them free for you. You can download. It's a PDF version for the E&M at medicalcodingbyjen.com. You can go to my website, which is there. Drop down menu. You can go to the blog. Oh, you got to sign up. I'm not signed in right now. Under my blog, 3 blogs back, I've got all the E&M ones for you already posted in a PDF for you. So you can get started on that. Still got ink pen all over my hands. All over. Let me get you another question up. Let's see. Move this one down so it's formatted properly. And then, there we go. The point of an organ or body part nearest to the point of attachment. Can anybody figure out that sucker of a question? Oh my God. I hate these distals and proximals and lateral ends of things. It's so confusing. Shoot, I learned something. Sorry, Angel. Didn't mean to make you learn something. Thank you for the roses, Jess. That's awful nice of it. Thank you, Jess. Yes, yes, yes. Annie, I didn't leave it blank, but I had 14 minutes to go back one at a time to make sure I answered and changed your answers. Thank you. Is it just for the E&M changes? Yes, Lala. For right now, that's the only one I've made up so far. I'll work on the other ones as soon as I can. Mean says proximal. Anybody else? Is that an easy one for you guys? I would have just been like, I don't know. I hate these. Good job. Good job. Good job. Let me get this one. All right. Which of the following is not part of the small intestines? Which one is not? You're welcome. Fidea. Y'all, I missed tutoring with Fidea. We were evacuated. We were supposed to do tutoring like at 9 a.m. and my mom's calling me at 6 a.m. I didn't even go to sleep. Couldn't even go to sleep because it was so hot till like 3 in the morning, and she's calling at 6 a.m. It's hot. And I'm like, Mom, it's 80 degrees. It's not even hot yet. And she's like, I'm not going to make it. We got to go. And I'm like, okay, let me get up. And I forgot my books. I had my laptop. We probably could have done tutoring in the middle of a casino. I didn't have a hotel room then yet, but somewhere I could have found a quiet space, I'm sure. Somewhere. But I didn't have these books with me. I didn't bring those. And sometimes I need to look in the books to help you see what the answer was. But we got to reschedule tutoring. While you're on here, yes, we got Seacom. Seacom is the right answer. Let me move the next one down real quick. And when do you want to do tutoring? Here's my next one. Medial sagnal plane refers to I have you tomorrow, Fidea, by the way. I don't know. I think that was already down. So we're going to do tutoring at 9:45 in the morning. Is that good with you? I have Kendra on Thursday. Friday is Nessie and Mary. I got too many. I'm booked for Friday. But I have you tomorrow, Fidea, at 9:45. Okay, good. I'll see you then. All right. All right. Are we top, middle, bottom, back? What have we got going on here? We are middle. Y'all knew that one too. The mid is your thing right there. And move this one down. Okay, without an A, B, C, or D, how many regions are there in the abdominal pelvic cavity? Good job, guys. Good job. Yes, we're doing a workshop this Sunday. We're going to go over some new E&M questions that I just love. They're brand new. I found them. And then we're going to do what's been on the exam in the last 45 days, just the new update of the new stuff that people told me in the last 2 weeks. I'm going to have some practice questions with those particular updates. We're also going to do practice questions for eyes and ears. So that's this Sunday, 2 p.m. Arizona time zone, which it's almost 8 p.m. right now, to give you an idea. It'll be 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. and there won't be any kids involved and pausing for this, that, and the other thing. But yes, there are 9 regions. Very good. I can't even pronounce half of them, so I'm not even going to start, but we've got our Hydo, we got our lumbar, we got our iliac, we got our epigastric, our umbilical, our hypogastric, our hypochondrial, our left lumbar, our left iliac division, blah, blah, blah. So those are Googleable. You can absolutely Google them and put them in with any of your Skeletors. You can absolutely write those in at any time. Yep, it's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good workshop. If you can't be there, you can just pre-order it and you'll still get the log on and password for that one. Portion of the femur bone that makes up the kneecap is considered what? Thanks, Angel. Good job, Cashmere. Good job, Sass. Good job, Go-Kart. And good job, as always, Mean. I tripped her up on a question today. Can y'all believe it? I can't. I cannot believe it. The distal portion. Good job. That's it. That's all my new ones I had on this one. Let me pull up another exam real quick. Let's see. What do we want? What did I put in this one? Oh, I don't have those formatted. They're a hot mess. I gotta get those formatted. Ugh, I've been working so hard in E&M. All right. Let's look at this one. So I'm already headed towards my 933 codes, right? I'm at least getting to those real quick. See what's going on with those. Nine three threes. We've got the 12, the 212s, and the 6 and 7 are also under the same headers. So the only differences are whether we did pharyngeal or thoracic. So these suckers are divided. These are thoracic and these are pharyngeal. So the first thing I'm going to check is to decide whether we're thoracic or pharyngeal. So I'm just going to look through here and right away we see we're thoracic. So I can actually get rid of those two. And then I just need to know, am I going to have one code or would I have 3 codes? That's highly unlikely. If I was in the CPC exam, I would just pick B and move on with my day because there's no way I would code 3 codes for one. Typically, they're trying to make you think that you are. But let's see. Did we use a Doppler? We did do a Doppler. Doppler's included in that 06. So, yep. I don't see we did anything else. We did the echo and we did it with Doppler, and that's all included into the 6. So I'd be happy with that one. What do you guys think? Yep. Yep. Barbie, you can absolutely just go on and pre-purchase, and then as soon as the live ends on Zoom, as soon as Zoom finishes rendering it, I will send you a link with the logon and password, and it'll look like this when you get it, I think. I was looking at this. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Where is it? Not that. Where did I do with it? I was looking at it today. I was like, that's the last one I did. Is it that one? It's not this one. That's our COVID updates for our 2022. What did I do with it? This one? No, that's it. Then it's, I don't know what I did with it. This one? No. I have it saved on one of these darn documents somewhere. I was looking at maybe this one. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. You'll get an email just like this. It'll have the link, but that'll be clickable, and then you'll have a password that you type in, and you'll be able to watch the old live. You just need the link and then the password. And as soon as Zoom gives me the password, I'll send out my email. So let me find y'all another question here. So let's go here. 989s. I'm going to be running there, seeing what's going on. 989. All right, are we 4s? We're 4s. 9894s. So my notes just have them color coded, different colors because we're in different areas, spinal or extra spinal or what have you. I do use the AAPC books for the ICD-10 and the HIPICs. Absolutely. You are at a disadvantage if you don't use those because some of their compliance questions, regulatory questions come directly from their own HIPICs version of the book. Optum versions do not have what they have in it, and neither do the ICD-10. AAPC puts in decision trees, which you can get one or two questions about, which you don't have in other versions like Optum if you don't have their ICD-10 book. Absolutely. You can get an ADA for anything. It's HIPAA, so they don't really need to know a diagnosis. You just need to get a physician to write on a prescription pad that excuses you for multiple breaks during long periods of sitting. So if you are taking it in person, then I would say that's it. Please allow for my patient to have frequent breaks for examinations or whatever that take extended time. Like every hour, you need to have a 5-minute break to stretch, clear your head, get some fresh air, whatever's needed. But my patient requires 5-minute break every hour. It doesn't need a diagnosis. It doesn't need anything at all. They're not going to harass or demand your medical records. Just get a prescription pad that says anything. If you're taking your exam online and you want to be able to go to the bathroom, which you can't do, you're supposed to sit in front of the camera and never move and no one can walk in. But if you get an ADA for your extra hour, you get an extra 30 minutes per 2-hour exam where you can actually get up and go to the bathroom, Google whatever you want and go back, but I didn't say that. You can do that. They will need to do another 360 view of the room once you come back from your bathroom break to make sure you're still alone. Please don't have pets in your room. If you do have cats, dogs that love to come sit in your lap, don't do that. People have been caught cheating with stuff drawn on their pets and crap, which is idiotic since we can write whatever we want in our books. So they're getting really strict on that. So make sure your animals are not at home or put in a room where they're not going to be bugging you for the 2.5 hours. But you can get an ADA for all that, and your ADA is good for 1 entire year. So no matter what certificates you do take, you can have that. Don't assume if you already have an exam scheduled and then you get approved for an ADA after you've scheduled something, that particular exam will honor it. You need to verify from your proctor that you can use your ADA for that one. They may have you reschedule because some proctors don't do ADA and some do. So always verify and have a copy of it in your email up during your online proctor exam. Always email it or upload it into Examity for online. I got a whole list of things that you need to do and don't do, which is in the Discord group that you need to join, which is in my social media tab on my website. Go to medicalcodingbyjen.com, go to the social media tab. Please join our Discord social media little study group. It's not so little. We almost got 2,000 people in there, but you don't have to talk or chat. You can shadow. But I have a room specific for what to expect on exam day. I have examples of ADAs, where to send it, what it looks like, what to do when it comes back. All that info is all listed and posted there. And if you need help, you can always ask in that question in that particular room, and somebody will be glad to share you the info that I shared in there and add more to it, I'm sure. So once I pass the CPC exam, what else can I take to pass? Nothing. Go get a job. And I'm not talking about your course. Your course has nothing to do with getting a job. You could pass that course and 15 million coding courses, but they're not going to help you get a job. You have to pass the certification exam, which is something separate. Once you pass that, yep, you can get a job. You can get a job tomorrow. Are there agencies for medical coders? Yes. It's okay if you don't have experience. I have a room in my Discord group that's got job resources, externship resources, CEU, because you will need to get continuing education after you get your CPC certification. In order to keep it, you have to keep taking tests and exams and turning in stuff for the rest of your life. They give you an extra hour, so you can have 5 hours to take the exam. All that info, again, is on the website. Plus, it's on AAPC's website. None of the employers accept a diploma. Nope, they do not. Yes, they don't. They do too. If you're in person, you can absolutely go to the bathroom. They have these hall passes the proctors keep at the front of the desk, the front of the room. You can get up and go to the bathroom all you want. You can't sit. They can't force you to sit there for 4 hours to take the exam. Absolutely not. You can get up and go to the bathroom all you want. It's your choice to leave your exam. Now, online, when you're doing an online exam, they need to be able to see you, to see that you're not going and looking up resource material, and they can't do that. That's why they need to do the 360 review of the room again when you come back. You need an ADA to do that. You don't need an ADA to go to the bathroom at all during your in-person exam. That is false information. Just be sure, Kinsey, that you turn off every single noise that sucker could make. In fact, take the microphone out of it if you could. Like, you don't want to be typing in the bathroom and people hear you typing keys. You don't want anybody to catch you with a cell phone, because they will, unless it's a private bathroom where only one person can go in at a time, then great. But most sites have multi-bathrooms, multi-stalls. So, and you know how America makes those stalls, everybody can see through them. So you don't want to get caught. But yes, if you're at your home, I'd have me 3 devices in there Googling. I'd wait and save me 3 questions in my head. What is metatarsal? What is intercostal? And what the heck is a chromozippy graph? I don't know what it is. And I'd go back in there and Google it. I mean, God, y'all paid enough y'all paid enough for all these retakes and courses and books and exams to, in real life, you're able to Google too when you're coding, so it's ridiculous. Anyway, you should be able to use whatever resources. All right, let's see. What are we doing? What would our chiropractor code in this particular area? We've got our 41, which is 3 to 4. Looks good to me. A is correct. Very good. Let me find another one. We were doing those modifier ones today. That was so much fun. We did a new lab and path one. That one was fun. Today.
John F. Kennedy didn't exist back in the future.
John F. Kennedy did not exist in Back of the Future. Isn't that amazing? The stuff you learn when you watch age-appropriate information in movies. Isn't it fascinating? Did you see his flying skateboard yet? And we went to Universal Studios. Did you see that clock tower in that movie? The whole thing. We walked on the steps of that tower, that whole city hall. Only a few people have ever walked on the steps that Michael J. Fox has walked on. And we have walked on it, haven't we, Travis? Isn't that amazing? Yep.
But I want the bed. It's okay if I could play the Oculus now.
You got 20 more minutes. 20 more minutes. And then I'll think about it. Sorry. In-person test sites make you turn in your phone and smartwatches. They do, but they're not going to do body cavity searches or boot searches looking to see what's in your shoes, of course. And I'm sitting here I'm on a cell phone with you guys right here. And then here I got 2 more right here. I mean, I don't know anybody that doesn't have multiple freaking phones. So, yeah, we can discuss how good it is to take away a cell phone. You can't even do that with high school kids. 30 more minutes. Thank you, Twinkle. Y'all like C? Yep. That's perfect. Patient doesn't show up for an appointment. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Let's see. Which of the following is true concerning CLIA? The CLIA certification are given to providers, not labs. Is that right? That don't seem right, does it? Up to 3 labs per office. Testing for drugs requires CLIA, or there are 7 types of CLIA certifications. Which one do you think is correct about CLIA? I'd be too scared to do it in person too. That's crazy. Now, if I was in my home and I've already tested it out and I would go use a bathroom, 1,200 feet away from my Zoom meeting with this person on Eximity, then yeah, I might be bold enough to do it. But I definitely wouldn't take a cell phone in the in-person one. I just couldn't do that. But if I was at home, I might think about it hardcore. I don't know. I didn't think about that when I took mine online. I wasn't so bright. It's not so bad online. I mean, 50 questions and then take another 50 questions, and you don't even have to do them all in the same day. So that's cool. Back when I took it, it was 150 questions. So we had 75 questions. It was a pain. I hated it. They do if you have an ADA, Kinsey. So if you get an ADA requiring you to have frequent breaks to the bathroom for incontinence, then, or IBS, whatever, you absolutely can go to the bathroom. You can't be forced to sit there for 2 hours against health regulations. You can. All right, anybody know any answers to the CLIA? D, we got one D. B or D for mean? Good, I'm glad I got one that y'all don't know. Just the simple, truest, most simple answer is testing for drugs requires a CLIA certification. Y'all are just looking too hard. The simplest answer is always usually the right answer. So I know you skipped it because all the rest of them were like what's required for a facility, and you're thinking building and all that stuff. So you weren't even thinking about the testing of drugs. Yeah. C is your answer for this one. Look at Annie. She's a great typer. Screenshot, screenshot. Just which one is simply true? And the simplest one is that, yes, if you're going to do drug screens, you absolutely need a CLIA certification. So easy peasy on that one. Hold on one second. I'm going to go find you another one. Don't take that to heart, mean. It was a trick question. This one right here. I hope y'all can see it all. But code 87900. It's used to manage patients with what disease? Anybody gonna take a guess? Sanchez, B, HIV. So it's looking for, according to the CPT code, prediction 87900, infectious agent drug susceptibility phototype prediction using regularly updated genotypic bioinformatics. Drug susceptibility. Everybody saying B? B is correct. Another way some of these drugs are used, or some of these tests are used, is the some patients that we want to put on ADHD meds. We want to know which ones have a likelihood of working for a patient, and you can actually do a blood test to see which ones are absorbed properly through the bloodstreams as we want them to be. Some people have a certain amount of proteins in their blood that interact with some of them. Some of them make other things in their blood that don't help with absorption and that kind of thing. So it's kind of neat how some of these tests can actually predict which kind of meds will work or not work for patients. Let me move this one down real quick. All right. This one right here. primary care physician is seeing Mr. Smith for an annual exam. Which one does the digital rectal? Which one would we assign? They're all in a row. There's a reason why they're different. What are they asking us to bill for? And which one would be the appropriate one to code? I'm sorry about my camera. Stop. 822. I'm going to restart this poll again and see if anybody else joined. So I'm just asking who's taking their certification exam before 12/31. That's all. Everybody saying A? A is correct. Good job. That one is super correct. Good job. Let me find another one. Oh, Lord. This one. You're going to love this one. MK. And Mean. And Fidea. Y'all going to love it. I had something like this on my exam, but I had like blood packing and storing. I don't know what it was, but it was weird. September 17th, midnight. You're getting close, getting close. So they're not scary. Just take them the one thing at a time. Look, the very first one is the same code all the way down. One of them is times 3, which is weird, right? I would probably get rid of that one since it's not like the others. Now these are different. These two are the same. What do I see right here? My 91 modifier is in this one. 91's in this one. 76 is in that one. Which modifier is my lab modifier? Anybody know? Just knowing which modifier we normally really use in lab is super important. 76 is repeat, and yep, 91 is repeat lab test. So we know we can get rid of A. Now you got it down to a 50-50 shot. If we're doing our 50 and then we repeat it, we're going to need our modifier 91 after it. There's our first test, and then we do it again. Because we do it again, we're going to have our 91 modifier. That looks cool. Yep, C is our answer for that one. Get you another one. Out of these, and they're all over the place, we do have 883 consistent. Then we have a 0, a 2, a 3, and then a 4. Ugh. So they're all different right there. So I'd start with my first one and go with my second one. See what my two differences are in those. See if I'm under the right header. What am I doing? And see if it's one of those. If it's not either one of those, then I'd move down to these two. Look at Mean. Mean's watched a thing or two from me. Here's some more of the note. Here's what they did and what they're asking us to code. Back up to the answers. That answer goes with the previous question, not that one. Indeed. This one is A. Both of them ended up being A. Good job. I don't have this one formatted yet, but which one is a lab and path consult? And we have a straightforward MDM for it. A is your answer because, I'll get there for you. Gallbladder is under your 88304, and this is your surgical pathology. We're doing gross and microscopic. Our previous question was asking us to do surgical path. We just search through until we find our gallbladder. Gallbladder is there. No worries. I don't even recommend taking a course. If your goal is just to pass CPC, I can help you do that. Just the certification exam, which you don't need any prerequisites for. You don't even need to know how to code to pass it. Here you go, Mean. I see that the 503 and the 504 are the closest. These two are totally different from anything else. So process of elimination gets me to eliminate these. I would go see what my differences are on these based off what I'm doing. And I think the 04 is detailed, right? And our 03 is straightforward, something like that. So perfect. Perfect, guys. Not just my notes, and you can make up your own notes. Absolutely, but I can teach you how to make up your own notes so you don't have to buy anything from me. First thing you need to do is get a hold of an old AAPC study guide. One of these suckers. It's a workbook. It don't matter the year because they just change the cover every year. The questions for 2022 are the same as 2019. This study guide is what you need. You need to do a Google search, and don't look on eBay or anything else. Just do a Google search for this book and change your Google search to shopping and find an old bookstore that has one of these. Get you one prior year, it don't matter, sent to you, and this thing is better than any course. It's directly from AAPC, and literally from page 1 all the way, they teach you everything that is going to be on the exam. and more than you could ever possibly learn about coding, about anatomy, all that good stuff. They teach you about how to move things from your CPT and guidelines and stuff to your books. Make notes like I do. And this book is just way more. It even has all the practice exam questions, tons of anatomy, how to code, every kind of guideline that they want you to know. It's in here. Start with this. Then when the 2023 CPT book comes out in October, get you one of these and start making notes with those practice questions from your book into your CPT book like this, near the codes that are the proper answers. And keep watching my lives. And then I want you to go get the AAPC practice exam questions from their website, which is not a course, but just the practice exam questions. And you will start answering those. Yep, we got 80% now that are going to take their exam before 12/31, and 20% are going to take it next year. Thank you guys. That's awesome. Thanks for participating in the poll. Get the sucker out of the way. There we go. Then you're going to take these practice exam questions. You're going to go to that answer that is correct. Write that scenario down next to that diagnosis code, and make notes in your books, because your books are open exam, they're open book test. So all you need is the books, and these practice questions will definitely help you out. Plus watching my lives. Go into my website, Medical Coding by Jen. We've got a page called CPT Book Prep on it that will show you exactly what to write for free. Right there. That will help you out. Sorry, I can't get into it right now because I'm not signed in. But where did my page go? The other thing that is cool about the site is if you go to the social media links, you can join our free Facebook group, our TikToks, our YouTube, which has all my repeat lives here from TikTok on it, plus some workshops from 2021 on there that are super helpful in learning E&M and stuff. You can join our Discord study group, which has tons of information in it. Just a wealth of information. Right now I'm in our anatomy study group room, but I have practice exam questions, normal chat, all those different rooms to help you out throughout your course and career, because I got even job resources and everything else in here. But you can learn how to do all this on your own without a course. Absolutely. Unless you have the money to burn for it, then go for it. Absolutely. Have at it. But these practice exam questions that you buy from AAPC come with the rationale. They'll absolutely help you, and they are the only thing that is most like the exam. The course is not designed to help you prepare or pass the CPC exam. Go back through my TikToks and look where I've got the Director of Education from AAPC on it, saying they are two different things. They are not related. The only thing that is related is to go to this CPC exam training page on their site. Go to Start Here. Then go to, where is it? Is it over there on the side? Right there to the side. You'll see practice exams. Go there. You'll see here that they'll have these bundles. Only buy that and that. Do not hit this one. Hit I agree and add it to your cart. That's all you need to pass the CPC exam. buy that, and that's it. Along with your membership and your exam try thingy. Yeah. But that will help you out most. If you've already purchased a course, please go to my AAPC. A lot of people, when they buy courses, they don't even know these suckers are here. Go to purchase items. After you get there, click the top tabby thing that says items. When you get here, you'll see all the practice exam questions that you purchased. It won't look like this for sure, but I buy them all, but for you guys, but you will have them right here, and this is where you'll go. You'll have a I verify, I won't sell your crap check thing, and then you'll hit OK, and then you'll get to this page where it says Case 1, 50 questions. Then you'll click that, and then you'll go do your exam questions. Right here, when you find an answer you like, you can just go on and hit the bottom and hit grade. You don't have to do all 50 questions. Nobody's going to keep track. No one could care less. If you only have time to do one question, do one question, and then get your rationale. If you want to sit down and do all 50, then great. But just saying, these are for you to do repeatedly, often, with a timer if you want. You can stop it, reset it. It don't matter. Nobody's keeping score but you. But y'all can do these over and over and over again. So this is going to be most like what's on the exam. That and the study guide and watching my lives will definitely get you there. I've helped many, many, many pass doing it. I don't even know a tally. And some people pass and don't even tell me. They just go on with their lives, but I don't even know how many are in there. I do keep as much of a list as I can, as many people as I've helped. I try to post their notifications into me to say how many I've helped, but I couldn't imagine how many. I've tried to post everybody in here that let me know, but I wonder how many posts I have in here. I don't even know, but you can also check that out in our Discord. You'll see everybody that I've helped before. Eat free, it doesn't matter. I don't keep score with who bought my notes. I don't know if you didn't buy tutoring, it doesn't matter. Whatever is best suits you guys and is helpful, then wonderful. Just whatever I can do to help change your lives makes me happy. So whatever I got, and this is just only back till April. I don't know how many people. I've been doing it since April of last year. So I tried to post them all in here. I don't know how many, but not enough. I need everybody to pass. I need everybody to pass. That's for sure. I hope you all do. So that's my goal. Change everybody's lives for the better. Yeah. Oprah. Yep. That was February. My goodness. Yep. Whoever. Anybody. Ooh, we got a practice question in here. Who's posting some practice questions in here? Good Lord. Need to move that sucker into another. We have practice exam questions in this room, and we could post those in here, so that's cool. We've got a room where you can just go and look at practice questions, and you can look at the answers or hash them out with other people, see what they've posted. If they're taking a course, they'll post things. Good gracious, what is all this? I really ought to keep up with more of what people are posting in here, but anyway, I try. I'm so behind with being gone for the electricity. Everybody had to evacuate, so it was crazy. But anyway, happy to help. I'm looking for a job, and it's hard. Be sure you are changing your resume to match what the employer has listed as the job duties or expectations for their job placement. You won't get past any bots if you don't. Every resume you send will be updated and new for everyone. I have job resources right here. People are telling me who's looking for what. I post them in here. There's even an apprenticeship right now in here for full remote apprentice one. So every time somebody that I know I've tutored and passed and they let me know, I post it right in here. And of course, y'all are welcome to post whatever y'all find too that is legit. There's so many bad people, out there trying to scam people. So if y'all find things, please post. Yes, please get on my Discord. You losing out if you're not in here. I've got CEU information. I've got the cases. Y'all know those scary cases y'all are worried about. I've got those posted in here. Where am I at? Cases, practice exam cases. I've got those in here. Look at all these long cases. I got some long cases in here that y'all can look at and practice. I've got practice code. If anybody took their CPC passed and then wants to do practice code, we've got that going on. We've got CEUs, job resources, anatomy, med terms. Anything that you need, we've got a room for it. If I don't have a room for it, message me and ask, and I can make a room. If y'all got ideas of what we should add, this is for you guys. So whatever y'all need, we can build it. Yep. Off topic, we can make jokes. Those car payments, oh God. They're getting so outrageous right now. But yes, whatever y'all need, we can do it. I got CANPC practice exam questions, COC, CCS, compliance and regulatory practice questions, anything at all that y'all need. You don't have to talk or chat or interact. If you're antisocial, that's fine. You can just lurk. It's perfectly fine. Discord does take some learning to navigate. I do have this room called Discord. Go up to the very first video. Let me see did I click on the record? No, I did a practice code. Discord tips. Click on that room and go all the way up to the top. I keep hitting practice code. Come on, Jennifer. Discord tips. Go up to the very first video. This one will show you how to navigate Discord once you get into it. Download the app first. Set up your account. It's free. It's untrackable. They don't track you. They're not going to sell you stuff. I'm not selling you stuff. And then you just go to my website at medicalcodingbyjen.com. Then click on the social media tab. It's free. You don't even have to sign up for my website to see this page. And then just click on the Mickey Mouse britches or gamer controller thing. I guess people are saying that is, but I swear it looks like Mickey Mouse britches to me. Click on the join now and it throws you in there. I did post a new YouTube video today. Let's see if it posted. It did. It posted. So this is from my live from 8:31. I've got 2 more to download plus tonight's because I'm behind because we had no power. I got to do 9-2. I got to download that one. And then I got to download, how many more? If I do 9-2, that was Friday. And then I got to do tonight's. So I've got those to download too. So all my old YouTubes are here. All my old lives, which are book prep, by the way, on YouTube. We'll show you how to do book prep, code by code, step by step, as I'm doing the notes for the 2022 books. But I've got that too on my website. Digestive is there if you watch those videos. Then I've got medicine, lab and path, muscular, skeletal, and radiology book prep here. I didn't know anybody be interested in that to watch me do my notes. So I only did it at the end of the year. So I didn't think about it. But this year we'll start over and do all of them live on YouTube. And then the short posts are usually just the ones that are the TikToks that I repost on here. But anyway, during my work, I'll watch all. Yep, that's awesome. Your class was going to cost you $4,000. Oh my gosh. You don't need it. There's no prerequisite to take that exam. You can absolutely take it. I don't want to discourage you, but everybody that I teach right now here with me has probably had a course and they are unhappy with what they paid for. Their teachers are either rude or unhelpful, giving them nothing but busy work. And when they get out of the course, they're more confused than they were when they took the course. So I haven't met anybody that enjoyed the course and liked it except for one student in my, since April of 2021 of meeting you guys. I've only met one person that was happy with paying for their course and they really got something out of it. Should have asked her what course she took and how, because maybe the teacher was just excellent. I don't know. That's right. Recommend buying that old study guide. It's got more information in it than you need. Thank you for the roses. We got 2 of our fire flames too. Thank you so much for the roses. And we got 5 shares and 3,000 likes. Thank you guys. That's awesome. We have ended our 2 hours. Thank you so much, Twinkle, for helping out this week. I really appreciate it. She has been picking up the slack since I've been out. Oh my gosh, thank you for the achieving the TikTok goal. Maybe TikTok will be happy with me. I'm not sure what that does, but thank you so much. That is awesome. Y'all have been doing that so much. Thank you so much, Moonlight. You're awesome. I do follow everybody that I can. So if you're in my top 10 when I end this live of how long you've stayed on the live, or if you've donated anything to the fund, which the money, the TikTok money, goes to giving free notes from me. And speaking of that, the last person that won free notes from the TikTok money was Phyllis, and I still have not heard from her. If I don't hear from her soon, I am going to re-give those away. So that's where the money goes, is to give away free notes to people in need. So that's super nice of you guys to help out. Got here late. Hey, doing plants. These start at 6:30 Arizona time zone. It's 8:45 my time zone now. But I will post this up on YouTube so you can watch it in your free time. I just have to wait for TikTok to download it and save it, and then I'll upload it. Right now, I'm fixing to go grab the one from Friday, download it, and post it up. And I have to work on what's been on the exam in the last 45 days and get that sucker out before I'm lynch mobbed. So I got to get that out. I just keep editing and adding more info to it and adding more info to it. I need to stop, but I love adding to it. So anyway, I've got to send this out for tonight too. All right, guys, I am going to go work and I'll let y'all get some sleep. Yep, medicalcodingbyjen.com. That holds all of our social media tabs and gets y'all to where y'all need to go to find all my info. My notes are for sale there. My tutoring is for sale there. And our workshop this Sunday, where we're going to do no fluff, no talk, just 50 to 60 practice exams, will be under Book Online, And my workshop will be a Zoom, and it's this Sunday. And it's $10 if y'all want to participate. You get 3 hours of nothing but practice exam questions. We're going to do E&M cases. We're going to go over the latest info that I have on what's been on the exam the last 45 days. We're going to do ocular and auditory practice exam questions. And it will be on Zoom. And if you can't be there this Sunday, it's okay if you pre-purchase. You'll still get the link to the Zoom, and you'll get to replay it. And there won't be any kids and me getting up or stories. I do maybe a story, but I try not to do too many. But it's mostly, if it's relatable, something that I can add to the guideline that will help you remember that guideline. If it's a funny story, remember this to this, that kind of thing. But it's more business-like because y'all are paying for it. So I make sure that it's just nothing but questions, practice questions. So if y'all want to do that, my workshops are only $10. Some people charge hundreds, thousands of dollars for those suckers. But anyway, we'll do that this Sunday. I hope to see y'all there. And that's it for tonight, guys. I will see y'all again tomorrow night, because it's my normal night to go live. That's what my website looks like too, by the way. So we'll be doing another live at 6:30 Arizona time zone for 2 hours. I will see y'all then. Thank y'all so much for all the love. I appreciate it so much. All the support. Thank you, guys. Ooh, 28. Nice. Thank you again, guys. I'll see you tomorrow night.